One of the most deceptive scams in the beauty industry that really annoys me is split end mender products. There are thousands of these products on the market, but not a single one of them has the ability to do the one thing that they're supposed to do, which is repair split ends. But why are split end mender products such a huge multi-million-dollar industry scam? And why are these companies able to get away with all of the blatant lies? And being, as Kendrick Lamar once said, master manipulators and habitual liars. Without the PDF. No. Stop. Well, it's honestly not hard to see why so many people fall for these scams when you have so much misinformation on the internet. And what is the one-stop shop for misinformation? Yep, that's right, the TikTok platform. One TikToker posted an innocent video sharing her experience with not cutting her hair. Her video itself isn't misinformation, it's just her personal experience, which is fine, but like in almost all TikTok videos, her comment section is chock full of misinformation about hair care. In the video, she admits to having split ends, but says she's able to keep her hair long while straightening it all the time. And there's nothing wrong with that because it's her hair. But now let's take a look at the top comment thread on her video to see all the misinformation. Coco, as long as you cut the split ends off, it won't split up the hair shaft. And now we have this random hater who decided to put in their 2 cents named Artisan. Artisan, it doesn't split up to the scalp. I go like 6 years without cutting it and that's never happened. Coco, did I say it splits up to the scalp? Crying laughing face. Artisan, no, you didn't, but you're scaring people with a myth. Everyone has some split ends. You don't need haircuts. Haircuts are optional. Keep in mind, these girls both have naturally straight hair, so maybe split ends don't really damage their hair as badly as it does for people like me with type 3/4 curly hair. But still, the username The Tile Artisan in this thread is being completely unhinged about other people's experiences with split ends for absolutely no reason. And clicking on her profile, it looks like she has thick hair strands. Not all people with naturally straight hair have thick hair strands like her, so I don't really understand why she's randomly attacking the username Coco. And for me, split ends really destroy my hair quickly because I have extremely dense hair, but extremely thin strands. And even if Artisan's hair is less susceptible to breakage, that doesn't mean split ends aren't causing her any breakage at all. And that still doesn't mean that split end mender products can fix her hair. Whether she likes it or not, she'll still have to get haircuts eventually, just like everyone else, if she really wants to have the most healthy hair. And she's a self-proclaimed hair expert, saying the bold-faced lie of haircuts are optional for split ends and breakage up the hair shaft is a myth. Well, I guess she should just go tell all the scientists who studied the nature of the hair shaft that they're just mythological creatures. But anyway, let's go on and see how the Tile Artisan tries to defy the laws of science just because of her personal experience with her hair. Let's see if she can win the argument with Coco, a licensed cosmetologist. Coco, it's the truth. If you had a rope that starts to fray at the ends, it's going to keep fraying up the more you use it. Common sense. Artisan, if you're using the right products for your hair, you don't need haircuts. For the rest of your life, splits don't get bigger. Coco, LOL, alright. I'm gonna pretend I know nothing and haven't done hair for 12 years. Artisan, most hairdressers give the worst advice, unfortunately. I studied cosmetology as well, and I have very thick, healthy, long hair. This is like me telling an astrophysicist, I know more than you because I've looked up at the stars a couple of times. Artisan, my hair versus your hair? Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing and not take your advice. Coco, there's no advice, just facts. You can do whatever works for you. Then I found it hilarious because Coco just had enough of the nonsense and left the chat while a new person named Nick said all that needed to be said without really saying anything at all. Nick, at Artisan, crying laughing face. Artisan, at Nick, I'm serious. You only need a trim to keep the length manageable. Sitting on it sucks. Long hair can affect the quality of your life. LMAO. Nick, ... crying laughing face. Artisan, at Nick, post your hair right now. Nick, ... crying laughing face. Hey, I didn't give you the satisfaction of watching whatever you tagged me in, but I did take the time to see all the stitches you're involved in. Crying laughing emojis. Well, now that we've seen a perfect example of the target demographic of scammy split end mender products, and if you don't realize I'm talking about Artisan, now let's get into this huge hair industry scam. First, what even are split ends? Split ends are the result of dry, brittle, and frayed hair becoming so fragile that your individual hair strands become so weak that they can no longer stay in their original form. Once they're like this, the ends of your individual strands break off, leaving multiple new segments fraying into different directions. And once your hair is like this at the ends, if you don't cut your hair, the split end will continue to break up and up your hair shaft, which is what the cosmetologist Coco was trying to explain with the rope analogy. The longer you go without fixing the problem, the more your hair will break off and the thinner and thinner it will get over time. Split ends are normal for everyone to have, but it's important to get rid of them with regular trims so you don't end up with an extremely damaged head of hair. And you might be scared to cut your hair and lose some length, but trust me, over time you'll retain a lot more length if you just bite the bullet and cut 1 or so inches off every few months. In the past, I've tried to avoid haircuts as much as possible, but it only left my hair at shoulder length for years. And now my hair is way longer than it ever was. Split end mender products are scams that pull on the heartstrings of people who are too scared to cut their hair and too scared to sacrifice any length for the sake of having healthier hair, which is understandable because people spent years growing the hair that they have. But these scammy products and the marketing tactics companies use to sell them sell people the dream of getting rid of split ends without having to ever cut their precious hair. But all these products really do is continue the vicious cycle of slapping a band-aid onto the gunshot wound of split ends. All these products are oil-based serums that give the illusion of repaired ends. Because with split ends, they look frayed out in all directions at the end of your hair, making your ends look really frizzy. But when you slap on an oily serum like a fake split end mender, nothing's actually being mended, but it will be all smoothed down temporarily. This makes it look repaired just for the time being. And you might think I'm overreacting by calling all these products a scam, but the reason why these products annoy me so much is because of the intensely manipulative and deceptive marketing used to sell them. Just the fact that Monat, one of the scammiest MLMs there are, markets a split end mender should tell you all you need to know about these products. And trust me, I actually got scammed by Monat, and I have a video about that on my channel. And I tried the split end mender product, having a bunch of single strand knots and split ends, and take my word for it, it was a load of It was a load of barnacles. But anyway, let's take a look at some of the top selling split end menders on the market besides Monat, because that's a whole nother video. But thankfully, they are going down the drain fast, and I might make a video on that. The first is Ava or Eva, but I'm gonna say Ava. Ava NYC Main Magic 10-in-1 Split End Mender. Now, if this was called Ava NYC Main Magic 10-in-1 Split End Smooth Downer, I would have absolutely no problem with that. But the definition of mender is to make something broken, worn, torn, or otherwise damaged whole, sound, or usable by repairing. Examples are to mend old clothes or mend a broken toy. Synonyms are retouch, restore, fix. So as you can see, these companies have deceitful intentions right from the start by even marketing these products as menders. There's absolutely no way to restore or fix split ends other than getting rid of them by trimming them off. And if Artisan sees this, I said what I said. So no matter what's in the description for these products, we already know it's all going to be a lie. But still, let's take a look anyways. First of all, it's $16 for a 4-ounce bottle, and I'll let that speak for itself. Key benefits: mend split ends, anti-breakage, reduces frizz. Now, some of these had asterisks, so I was hoping that in the fine print it would say doesn't really mend split ends, but it just got even worse from there. And sadly, there was nothing in the fine print saying that they don't really mend anything. Now, if they actually just went with the anti-split end approach like they said with anti-breakage, they wouldn't even be lying, because moisturizing your hair and sealing with oil will have anti-breakage benefits, which in turn prevents split ends in the long run. But once split ends are there, they're there, and there's nothing you can do besides cut your hair. Hair companies know that, but they also know they'll make a lot more money marketing to a target audience who already has split ends than a target audience of people who want to prevent split ends. Because the pain point in their marketing strategy is people who wish they could go back in time and never have gotten damaged hair in the first place. It's kind of like when you straighten your hair way too much, and once you wash it, your curls are completely straightened and heat damaged. At the end of the day, you know there's absolutely nothing you can do to get your curls back, but you're so sad that you might look up on TikTok or Google or YouTube how to reverse heat damage. And you might try to convince yourself that there's something you can do besides trim it. But again, with heat damage leads to split ends, and split ends leads to breakage. And unless you cut the heat damage, you're just gonna lose more and more hair over time. But again, hair companies are professionals and they know all this, but they use pain points in their target demographics to sell them the dream of completely reversing damaged hair. A miracle would be the only way to fix a split end without scissors, and that's why it's called the magic split end mender. I guess if anyone leaves a bad review, then Eva NYC could just say, well, it's your fault for believing in magic. But let's look more into the description of their product. Hi there. I instantly repair split ends to give you shiny, healthy looking hair that's clinically proven to be 3 times stronger. I deliver 10 benefits in 1 magical potion for all hair types. Just 1 application of my formula leaves your hair looking freshly cut, so you can go longer between haircuts, saving you time and money while having a good hair day every day. Mends split ends, minimizes breakage, reduces frizz, moisturizes, softens, nourishes, increases shine, smooths, seals cuticle, healthy look and feel, clinically tested to mend split ends and reduce breakage. And there's the part with the asterisks. It was just talking about how it's clinically tested to mend split ends and reduce breakage, which you already know is cap. I'm safe to use on keratin, Brazilian, and color-treated hair. Eva NYC's packaging is made from 100% recyclable aluminum. Just add it to your curbside bin and it can continue to be recycled forever. Well, I guess I'm okay with being scammed as long as it's 100% recyclable packaging. The Love Yourself Split End Mender is a lot less scammy, but I still really don't like that they even call it a mender. I think this product is slightly more transparent with what it can actually accomplish because unlike the Eva NYC's product, all it says in the description is restorative leave-in treatment. It's not the end for your ends. This revitalizing treatment seals and strengthens damaged ends, preventing breakage and extending time between trims. Like I said in the beginning of the video, oils and moisturizers can smooth down your broken ends temporarily, thus preventing more damage for a little while, but it's only a band-aid for the bigger issue. This marketing is less scammy, but the price is double, with LUS selling their split end mender for $32. So I guess we're being charged for reduced deception and lies. But don't give LUS their flowers just yet, because if you look at these testimonials flashing on the side of the screen right by the add to cart button, you'll see more deception tactics. 5 stars, bye-bye split ends. 5 stars, sealed split ends. I couldn't believe how quickly the split end mender sealed up my split ends. The result was tighter, bouncy curls. I can't wait to grow up my curls without them breaking and retain my hair length. I thought they just said that this was only a temporary fix between trims, but now they're saying bye-bye, sayonara, au revoir, cheerio split ends, and showing how people can now grow out their curls without them breaking and conveniently leaving out the part that they'll still have to trim their hair eventually. These products are like almost every other product on the market nowadays in that companies use influencer marketing to sell them. But this is common with a lot of scams nowadays, especially with TikTok influencers and Instagram reel influencers marketing them. And make sure to subscribe because next I want to make a video exposing Bloom. You've probably heard of Bloom, and it's another huge scam marketed towards women on TikTok, and it's basically just green colored water that's supposed to make you healthier somehow. But there isn't even enough of the nutrients in one serving of the water to have any actual health benefits. But let's see how these companies use influencers to pass off these split end products as magic elixirs. No hate to the influencers involved because at the end of the day they have to make their money somehow, but when they go overboard with perpetuating the lies, then I start to raise an eyebrow. But in this next video, the influencer doesn't really do any of that. As you can see, the influencers don't need to even say a word in their videos. All they have to do is motion like they're using the product to fix their split ends, and voila. People are fooled into spending their money on a product that won't do anything. Also, a pretty messed up thing is that if companies use small influencers to make these videos, they'll probably only get the split end mender product for free in the mail, and they won't get any compensation, while the company can post their face all over the social media for millions of people to see, without ever giving the small creator a single dime. But the same companies will sponsor big influencers with millions of subscribers and pay them sometimes $50,000 if they have like 5 million subscribers just to act like they're using the split end mender product. And you know that because these people have so many subscribers and such a big loyal fan base who really trust them, that they're gonna go and buy the $16 or $32 split end mender products and again be sold the dream. I really encourage you guys to save your money and put any old oil lying around the house on your ends, and it'll have the exact same effect as a split end mender product and provide a temporary fix that you can have between trims. If you don't believe me, just watch this video from a creator named Abby Young on TikTok, a licensed trichologist. Trichology is a professional field that studies the hair and scalp, and this is a perfect example of how not everything on TikTok is misinformation.
Is this real or fake? Because it doesn't seem like this is possible to just have your split ends just come back together like that.
It's real, but it's not as impressive as it looks. Because watch what happens when I put a regular hair oil on this split. The same thing. And most conditioning products can do that exact same thing too, but the reason why it's not actually impressive is because it's not actually healing split ends. It's basically just temporarily gluing them back together until your next wash.
But the moral of the story is don't fall for these scams. Keep your hair moisturized and sealed, and if you have split ends, trim them off to retain your length. And don't waste $32 and run to your nearest Ulta Beauty or Sephora on a bottle of hopes and dreams. But thank you guys all so much for watching, and make sure to let me know in the comments what you think about these scammy products and if you've ever been scammed by one of these before. And let me know what you guys think about these horrible marketing tactics, and make sure to subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. In this way, you can also stick around to see my videos coming up exposing even more scams. And I'll see you guys in my next video.